So now I'm going to have to go home with evidence and say, I couldn't get it, and I don't even have your poster anymore, but Al Pacino has it. So that's good news, right? So whenever I'm asked to talk about my life in this crazy business, the way that I try to explain what it's meant to me over the years is not so much stories about what I've done or achievements that I've made as the people that I've met along the way. Some of them being just surprisingly unexpected in what I've found. And for me, the biggest example of that is Al Pacino. I've been doing this long enough so that, occasionally in your life you get lucky and your paths will cross with some superstar. That's happened to me a couple of times, and Pacino was one of the first. And it was about 10 years ago. I was doing a play in New York on Broadway, and it was a big hit, and it had been nominated for a Tony for Best Play, and Elton John was one of the producers, and a lot of people were coming to it. And I got a call one day from my agent saying that the casting director for Pacino's next film had been to the play and had a hunch that I would be right to play this part opposite Al Pacino, which, when that call came, I thought it was a joke. It's just, that's not possible. Was possible, so I went in, I read with this casting director, thinking, okay, well, maybe I'll get lucky and get to meet him and read with him. I got a call the next day saying, okay, you got the part, and you're doing this HBO film with Al Pacino. It was like, what? It felt unreal. It felt exciting. It felt all the actor things that it felt was how great to be able to be in a room. There's a film called You Don't Know Jack, HBO film, about Dr. Jack Kevorkian, who was the suicide doctor, who believed in assisted suicide and helped people kill themselves. And it was huge news at the time. And Pacino was playing Dr. Jack Kevorkian, and I was hired to do the lawyer who was trying to convict him of murder, basically. So that was just all very, very exciting. And daunting, and thinking this just to be on a set with Al Pacino is going to be a thing that I don't know yet what it is, but it's a little scary and a little exciting and challenging. And I got there, and he was, I was early, so it was in the courtroom was the first scene, and he was at the defendant's desk, and I was led over to the prosecutor's side. And there was very few people in the room, and he was just quietly sitting at the desk. And I was sitting there, and they were setting up lights, and nobody was talking to him. No one was going anywhere near him. And I thought, okay, this is a thing. You don't talk to Al. And then as I sat there, I thought, that's so stupid. If it were any other actor, and I was in this situation, I would go over and say hi. I'm Cotter, and so I thought, okay, I'm going over. I'm going over. So I went over and I said, I don't want to bother you. I just wanted to say hi. I'm Cotter. I'm glad to meet you. And he said, Cotter. I'm going to mess you up. This is going to be so much fun. We're going to have so much fun. I'm going to mess you up. And I thought, he's just an actor getting ready for the scene. That's all it was. And he was happy to be interrupted for the moment, and it was great. So we had this scene. He was, extraordinary, of course, just being in the room with that energy, that force, that kind of courage. There was a moment in the scene where I was cross-examining him, where he went off script and started improvising a whole thing, and he even said, "Don't stop! Don't cut! Don't cut! Don't cut! I'm going here. I'm going. There's going to be good stuff. Just let me go." And he did. He just went. So all that was just great actor stuff. As an actor, to be on the set, witnessing all of that. I mean, you have to be Al Pacino to do that kind of thing on a set, but he did it, and he took it, and thrilling, just thrilling. And I thought, this is it. This is my gift, to be in the room with that. But we had a number of scenes. We had a handful of scenes, and this being a courtroom with a lot of people in it, there was no way to approach him, because as soon as the scene would end, he would be shuffled off so that he could have his privacy, which I totally understand. And the whole time that this is happening, I'm thinking that before I left, my youngest son, my stepson, gave me a poster from his room because, of course, Pacino was his favorite actor, and he had a Scarface poster. And he handed me this poster, and he said, will you get his autograph on it? And I said, you know what? I don't know. I'll try. I don't know. It's not like he's a buddy of mine, but, you know, I don't know. I'll have it with me, and we'll see. I don't know how I was going to even approach that idea, but I had it. And then we had a couple of scenes that were in the judges' chambers, which was smaller, and it was smaller groups, so that we had a lot of downtime where we were actually able to communicate a little bit and just chatting. And at one point, there was a phone call for him, and he left. And when he came back, he was clearly not doing well. He was upset. Something had shaken him when he was gone. And we had a little time left, and it was just, we were just standing there. And I said, are you okay? And he said, yeah, but it's my daughter. It's my daughter. And, you know, we're not able to communicate right now. It's drugs, and we're really, it's just very sad to me. We're unable to really, we're conflicted in a way. And my son, who had given me the poster, had just come out of a drug period where he had been seriously in it. And he's out now, and it's great, but he had come out of rehab, 5 years, he's straight, and everything's great, but he was in that just before this. And I thought, well, I'm gonna talk about this with him. I said, I know what you're feeling, because my boy, who was 22, I think she was in her 20s, went through the same thing and is now coming out. And he went, oh no, tell me what, talk to me. And we started to talk about our kids. Whole different scenario now. It wasn't Al Pacino, it was a father talking about his daughter, and me talking about my son. And we had this really sad but sweet conversation about fathers who had been through really troubling times, thinking they might lose their kid. We thought we might lose our son to that world. So we had this lovely moment. So that's better than watching him act, to me. I mean, that was just, all of a sudden, I'm seeing the humanity in this man who happens to be a superstar, but not right now, he's not. Now he's just a guy, which was great. And then we did this scene, and it was just different all of a sudden. We were just people, and it wasn't all about the acting. And then at the end of that day, I said, you know, I got a fan thing I'm going to ask you, and just say no if it's too much. But my son, who I talked to you about, you're his favorite actor. And he said, of course, what? And I said, he sent me here with a Scarface poster. And he went, oh my God. Yeah, I'll do it, no problem. And I went, okay, great, that's wonderful. He said, yeah, catch me before we go. And I went, okay. And I thought, great, I'm gonna do this for Evan, that's great. So then we finished up, and then cut to the final day, and we're doing it, it's chaos, and everybody's getting ready to go, and wrapping up, and I've got my tube with the poster in it. And everybody, last scene is like on Al, going, come on, Al, gotta go. And he starts to go, and he sees me, and he says, no, wait a minute, I gotta sign this. And they went, no, we gotta go. He said, no, I gotta sign this. And I went, oh, Jesus, here we go. And he takes it out of the tube, and he puts it, and he says, I need a pen. Somebody gives him a pen, and it won't take on the paper, on the waxy paper, it's not taking. He says, doesn't work, I need another pen. They're going, Al, we gotta go. And I'm thinking, oh, Jesus, I'm causing a scene. And he says, no, I'm gonna do this. And another pen didn't work. And I said, forget it. It's fine, it's great, thank you, forget it. He said, no, give it to me. I'm gonna do it. And he left. And I went, okay. So now I'm gonna have to go home with Evan and say, I couldn't get it, and I don't even have your poster anymore, but Al Pacino has it, so that's good news, right? And I'm thinking, I'm never gonna see that poster again. And about a half an hour later, there's a knock on my door. And I open it, and this guy says, this is from Al, and it's the poster. And I open it up, and it says, for Evan, be the man you're meant to be. Love, Al. And I just thought, you know what? That to me was just, and again, for an international superstar who's a very, very busy man, and he's doing this lead role in the film, and He didn't have to do that. He didn't need to. But the heart in him was so beautiful to me and so clear that it just sort of reinforced for me the humanity of the art form. Great artists with humanity like that are really precious. And I would never have thought that of Pacino. I was scared to meet him. I was thinking he's going to be rough, he's going to be tough, it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be, but I didn't think it was going to be that. I didn't think I would find that kind of humanity. Yeah. And that to me, that makes my life in this business so worthwhile. And it's happened a couple of times along the way where just you meet people who are, those people, and then you find, and not all of them, but the ones who are really great have that gift, that important gift. And the gift he gave to my son, I mean, it's framed and in his room now. And he has become the man he was meant to be. So that was more, much more important to me as an actor than the acting experience, which was great.
Hi, my name is Lucas Sierra Pacheco. I want to thank you for watching our second episode of Callback with the brilliant mind of Cotter Smith. Please consider subscribing and have a good day.